Hello and welcome to Urban Outlook. I'm April Eaton. Thank you for being with us today. Well, it's that time of year, the season of giving, and of course I don't think this time of year would be the same if we didn't have our resident Mrs. Claus with us, who has been here through the years. Genma Holmes is back with us, and as we usually do this time of year, we sort of take a peek at some of the things that are hot toys of the year for kids. We look at some of the things that might be great gifts for those who are kids at heart, and so we're doing just that today. So thank you for being with us, Genma Holmes. Always a pleasure. Has it been 8 years?
8 years.
Oh my goodness.
And we're looking great.
And you're looking great. I'm doing okay. But you've always helped us find some interesting and unique things for the folks who are looking to kind of fill that Christmas tree maybe this year, or fill those stockings with some unique gifts. I want to start though by talking, because they just released this, but Time Magazine released the top 10 toys of 2014. And you can probably imagine there's all sorts of stuff on there, from the whole fascination with the Frozen movie that's out for kids, to all sorts of things that have to do with technology and science and kids' interest in those kinds of fields. And so we're going to see how this list compares, because Time says some of these things are what kids have picked. I know you often go over to the Grace Eaton Child Care Center. You talk to young people, let them play with the toys that you're sent from both toy companies and things that you pick up on your own, because you're kind of keeping a track of what's popular. So we'll see how this national list compares with our local list, and then talk about some goodies that people can find around town. But one of the things that came out of that Time Magazine list was this whole fascination in the science, technology, the STEM program, those areas. And some of the things that they said that are really hot items is something that's called I Am Elemental, which is an action figure where the girls have to kind of figure out for themselves and think for themselves how technology can work for them around them, and some remote control cars that are created by the Carnegie Mellon scientists, all kind of getting this whole fascination around careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. You found a couple of things that kind of fit with that in some robotic things that you found. Talk a little bit about those toys.
And these items here are from the Frisk Center, and you know the arts really stimulate your thinking with science and math. So it's really important, and I always tell parents, visiting the museum is not just about art. It's also reading, comprehension, math, and science. So this is one of the things that I found so unique. John has been there forever, and he finds things every year that wows me.
That's the manager over there at the shop?
Yes, shout out to John. But this right here is, these are the robotics.
These are kind of old school.
Yeah, it's old school, but you know what? It takes you from old to new.
Okay.
So as we transition into the newer technology, we got to remember sometimes the basic, like winding up the toy. So you got some wind-up toys here, the Cosmo wind-up 10 robot. I mean, these are things from our childhood, but it's also, we're seeing that the younger kids between the ages of 2 and 4 are loving these as well.
Kind of making the old new again.
Exactly. And then one of the things that I love about the Frisk Center is they always find local artists that are doing great things. And this is actually an artist made by Carrie Ed Andrews, and they're inspired by the love of technology. And these are pottery. These are actually things that you can give to to serve, to eat with.
Little plates and cups that the
cups.
kids may use, or the grown-ups may use. That's a nice little coffee mug, tea mug there.
Excellent gift, and you're supporting a local artist.
Right. And now, speaking of taking some old new again, again, back to sort of the things that give children an opportunity to touch and play and figure out things and put things together, using that brain to kind of figure out puzzles. Oh, Mr. Potato Head. It looks a lot different than it used to be.
He's been made over. He's got a makeover. And of course, Holmes Pest Control, we love the Spider-Man, Mr. Potato Head. But this is actually great, because they can take it apart, put it back together. These are really great, again, for that 2-year-old, the exploring mind, the 3-year-old. They have the Star Wars. And I think I've seen adults playing with these in the Frisk Center. Don't tell them I told you, but I have caught them. so these are really great items here. Just, again, old school with a new twist. And then we have the Uno cards, the Hello Kitty inspired Uno cards, which now we know Hello Kitty is not a cat.
Yes,
So-
I heard that on some news story somewhere,
So-
and that surprised me because
But-
I always thought Hello Kitty
But
was a cat.
this is great for comprehension, remembering, recall, and things like that. But this is also keep them quiet on a long trip to grandma's house. So these are really great. Some of the things that the Frisch Center gift shop has for the adult lovers, and these also
The
can
Kids
be
at
for
Heart.
teens, kids at heart, but these are just absolutely adorable. These are socks, hot socks, inspired by some of our masterpieces. Just a great stocking stuffer.
Right, yes.
Really great items. And everybody got to be cool with their Frisch Center sunglasses. So, yay.
It's a little late for the season, but you may need some sunglasses during the winter time.
You might want to go on vacation, great stocking stuffer.
One of the things I noticed that you have there, that's your own personal tablet, but one of the other things, talking about bringing virtual play to life. Lots of games that are on the top list. Something that's called Osmo, which is an iPad game, actually. But as I look at your technology there, I think about how kids are so fascinated and into, my own son, just nonstop on technology. Now, I try to make sure that it stays educational. So being able to, I guess, help kids play in a way where they're learning. Talk about the importance of that.
It's important. I have a 3-year-old, we call him Grand Prince. Alex, we'd like for him to use the technology, but it's also, you need to time how much they're sitting there with the games. Games are not bad, but what I love and I embrace that's happening now is they are putting more learning apps into the games. And a lot of the games are not just, they're chasing a little toy on the screen, but more of how do you apply your math skills in order to make that game operate. So that's a good thing, and it's something that in order for us to stay competitive as a country and prepare our kids for college, they got to be prepared for the technology of tomorrow, not today.
Well, knowing that kids have that fascination in technology, I wonder, did the kids over at the Grace Eaton Child Care Center get a chance to test out some of these old-fashioned, wind-up, hands-on toys? And what was their reaction? Since they're a computer generation, they're a technology generation.
Here's the thing that I noticed, that when I give them something like a book to flip, just to turn the pages of a book, they're used to doing this now. It's great to give them a book to actually turn the pages. But they also love the mechanicals of old school toys because they actually get to see how things actually operate versus a game, which is something that they are using.
Virtual.
Yes, it's not necessarily the operation and the mechanical part of it. So I think I see them loving both, and I think that's what we should do, focus on having a healthy balance for them with their toys and their education.
The one thing that you always do to balance things out is, like you said, you've got some things for grown-ups with the socks, you've got some things for all ages here, but you also try to focus on the teens. And one of the things that you found is this cool skateboard for those guys, those gals who are into the skateboarding phenomenon. They can maybe use this. This one's too pretty to skateboard on, actually, but this is the decoration that will go on the wall in the room.
This is actually the skateboard. All you do is take it in and have the wheels added to it.
Wow.
Now, I have seen people come in and buy that to hang.
Yeah.
But
I would think this would be a decoration because this is just too beautiful.
This is a skateboard, and for skate enthusiasts, they love their skateboards to be unique and different. This is inspired from this came in with our Looking East exhibit that we had this past spring at the Frisch Center. And the wonderful thing about this, they're on sale now. So
well, I was going to say, I was going to give people an idea of the price. So the price of this is around $50, but it looks like it's marked down to about $35.
Right.
Just to give you an idea of what that would cost if you've got that skateboarder in your life.
And that's a great deal for that.
Some of the other ranges for prices on these, give us an idea of what parents could spend.
Between $7 and the highest on here is the skateboard, and that's $35.
Okay, so some of these little items here and the educational toys.
Right, these are like $14, $15, and the Hello Kitty item. And one of the things, let me say this about the prices: you're supporting a nonprofit that is absolutely one of the best, not only in our region but in our country. So one of the top museums in our country. So you're not only doing, getting great, unique items, programs, but you're also supporting the mission of the Fresh Center. So that makes it even better.
And one of the things I know you also talk about, one of the gifts that you could give is a membership to the center itself.
Absolutely, absolutely. The gift of a membership, you'd be surprised at how many families really see that as it's something really big deal. And we also have, for those of you that like to serve our military and give to our military, we have a military fund there where you can give the gift of a membership to a military family, and that serves that family all year round. They're able to participate in the programs all year round at the Fresh Center.
So a lot of different options here.
Yes.
So this is a great little segment. But one of the things that you also do well, for those of us who are shopping on a budget,
right.
You always kind of help us with what you can find at Goodwill, another
right.
great charity in this area. So let's take a quick break. We're going to make a switch of the table here and show you some other great toys for 2014, some items that you may want to get for this holiday season, but on a very, very reduced price. Great budget price. We'll be right back after this.